Welcome, everyone, to Mizpah's Becoming a Father series presented by the Boiling Point Podcast and JDEDESIGNz. I am your host, JD, alongside the new father, Mizpah. Make sure you leave us a comment on these episodes. Please share them out. Definitely hit that like button. They air every other Thursday on Rumble. We will be uploading them to YouTube now that we don't have two strikes again. We will be updating our YouTube channel. So if you're watching this, then at this point they should be on the YouTube channel as well. Visit our storefront, bonfire.com/store/the Boiling Point Podcast. Pick yourself up some apparel. We have some new designs up on the storefront. Of course, there is the traveling mug that Mizpah is using. That's available. And we also have some new designs available on our storefront. The new Second Amendment design is a very good one. I think will be very popular. Pick that one up. And we also put the American Cross on all the tank top apparel that we have available. Oh, and there's the Breeze. Of course, I forget on this special episode here because we'll have the Breeze off camera. She hasn't been with us in a while as she's been raising the new baby. And she also has her own mug. But so let's get into it. Mizpah, this is our 10th episode now. It is the 15th of May that we are shooting this. I'm going to start dating more of our episodes and the episodes of the series. You, the viewer, will likely not be seeing this until July sometime, probably the middle or end of July by the time you're seeing this. But we're shooting this on May 15th. It's her 6 month. She just had her 6-month checkup yesterday, or is that today?
Today.
Oh, it was today.
Yep.
And so we're going to get her 6-month update and how things are going.
So her 6-month checkup actually should have been the end of April, but my doctor rescheduled. So, things happen.
Yeah, but so she's just over 6 months old, but that's that's where we're at in the timeline. Now, before we actually get into how the visit went and how she's doing and stuff like that, because you and I were talking before the episode, as we often do, to make sure we have some things straight and know what we're going to talk about and stuff. And you were talking about the percentile, and neither one of us kind of had an idea of what that really meant. So you got some information on that, though.
Yeah, so the percentile, what they do is they take the baby's weight, length, and their head measurement, like the circumference of their skull.
Yeah.
And they use that to calculate a number. And that number indicates on a bell curve where they are in their population in the nation.
Okay.
And that gives them like a percentile or a percentage, if there's 30% of babies at this age have had this measurement, or 70% have had this measurement, et cetera, et cetera. So it's a good indicator of like how they're developing and stuff.
So give us an example then. Can you give us one of little Sammy's? What the measurement, the percentile, and then what that means? Can you break down one of them for us?
So when she was first born, she weighed 4 pounds, 13 ounces. She was 17 inches long, and her head circumference was tiny. It was, I don't remember the number offhand.
Yeah.
But she was also like 3 weeks early.
Yeah. So what percentile or what?
At that point in time, her percentile was like 30%, somewhere around there.
Okay.
And then every appointment we've had, it's slowly gone up a little bit, and the doctor tracks that.
Yeah.
She went from like 30% to like 45th percentile. Her last appointment, she was in the 70-something percentile, which the doctor said wasn't too concerned because of her being a little early.
Yeah.
The percentile doesn't factor that in.
Yeah, yeah.
But it eventually balances itself out in time.
Yeah.
He just, told us it was something to be mindful of, that she was a little small for her age. but to make sure she ate regularly and, gave us a little bit of guidelines and how to help her with things. Well, this doctor's appointment, she went from 22 inches long 3 months ago, 3 months ago, to 27 inches long this time.
Wow. So in 3 months, she's doubled in size pretty much.
In 3 months, she gained.
Well,
five
no,
inches.
not doubled in size. I'm sorry. That was gross over exaggeration there. She gained what, like 5 or 6? She grew 5 or 6 inches there. Yeah, that's pretty all right.
And she put on a little over 2 pounds. She's 14.6 pounds. And then her head circumference was whatever that was.
So,
and that put her up into the
83rd percentile for height.
83rd percentile for height.
And
okay.
81st for weight.
And well, the Breeze has the numbers.
The Breeze has numbers, and actually, we already messed up the order of this episode. We were going to throw it to her at the top. So
why don't we throw it to her for the numbers?
Hold on one second. I just want to. Let's throw it to her for the numbers. But what I want to know, what is the ideal number? Like, what is the goal? What is the number you want to be hearing at these appointments?
So they'd like her to be in the high 90th percentile.
Okay, so you're looking to get into the 90s.
Yeah, I mean, ideally, the higher the better.
Yeah. Okay, so the Breeze, welcome back to the Boiling Point podcast and to the Mizpah's Becoming a Father series. We did flirt with the idea of trying to have you on more regular and having it be just to Becoming a Parent series and have both of you featured, but your time with the new baby has not been allowed you to do that. So I'm very excited to be able to have you on this episode and have you back a little bit.
Yes, thank you. It's good to be back for at least a few minutes anyway.
Yeah. Now, how are you feeling before we get into the percentiles and numbers and where she's at? How have you been doing and since the baby's been born?
I've been doing much better now. I will say to all those new moms out there or expecting moms or just people in general who don't know if it's a real thing or not, but postpartum is a real thing. I was one of those who didn't believe in it until I had it. But I did the right thing. I told my doctor what was going on, and, we took the right measures to get me what I needed to get me some help, and everything's been going great since then, much better.
Good. And of course you have an excellent husband who, I'm sure helped you out while you were having some struggles after the birth.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah.
That's got to be helpful as well.
Yes.
You can only imagine if, the single mothers that have to go through that.
Oh yeah. I couldn't imagine not having the support system that I had between Mizpah and
your family. Yeah. Your family.
Yeah.
Both your families are very involved. So you guys have a great support system set up.
Absolutely.
Yeah. We've been really blessed and lucky to have two families that have really rallied around us. I mean, and that's what it is, a rally. Like,
yeah,
we can go visit family and it's like, all right, who's got the baby now?
Yeah.
Can I have my child back, please?
Yeah.
That's how
it's going to be when you
that.
Yeah. That's how it's going to be over here too. Eventually, as soon as she stops, only eating, pooping, and sleeping, as soon as she starts staying awake and gets a little bit more interactive, which she gets more interactive every time I get to see her. But yeah, I imagine once you start coming over here, as soon as she gets a little older, it's going to be like that. You guys will get over here and then she'll be running around and crawling around and you're going to be like, okay, where's the baby?
Yeah, exactly.
So, all right, the Breeze. Let's talk about the percentiles for this appointment. Where are her numbers now here at the 6 month mark?
So at the 6 month mark, Sammy is in the 83rd percentile for her height. And for her weight, she is in the 81st percentile. For her head circumference, she's in the 64th percentile. I'm not quite sure if that's good or bad. The doctor didn't seem concerned about it at all, though. So I'm guessing we're okay.
Yeah. I imagine it's just it'll just take time. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, she's improving in all three, so that's the most important
Exactly.
thing. The fact that she's still, that she's growing and stuff is obviously.
And the doctor did say that she was approaching the high 80s overall, which he was delighted with. The fact that she gained 5 inches in 3 months, he was astounded by. He said, he looked at the chart and looked back at the table, looked back at the chart. He was like, wow. He's like, somebody sprung up like a weed.
Yeah.
And
yeah, I mean that's a lot in just a 3-month period.
Yeah, she literally did overnight. Like it went from she was still wearing some of her 3 to 6 month outfits, and within like seriously just one night's sleep, I went to put something on her that was a 3 to 6 month, and it was too short. I was like, wow, okay, I guess we can't wear these anymore.
Grew overnight.
Yep, overnight.
She's not exaggerating either. It was something that it fit her 4 days before that moment.
Yeah.
It went from in 4 days, it fit to it's too small.
Yeah. Isn't that crazy how it goes?
Yeah.
So
she's doing good. The appointment turned out good. So she's growing. She's getting bigger.
Yes.
She's definitely getting more interactive. I can tell that when she comes over. And I get to give her a ride. I haven't been able to put her to sleep yet from an Uncle John perspective. But that's only because every time she's about to, she springs right back up. She feels herself start to fall asleep, and then she has to fight it.
Yep.
So one of these times she's not going to be able to fight it. And she's just going to be hanging on my lap, drooling all over my arm.
She's a fighting champ. She's fought naps from day one.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm surprised. These shots must have really kicked her butt because she's been asleep pretty much. She was up for maybe an hour or two after her doctor's appointment, and she was playing and stuff. I think I'd sent you a video via Messenger of her. She was kind of talking to her teething rings and stuff. It was cute.
Yeah.
And she was playing and happy one minute, and it got real quiet, and I looked, she was passed out. Yeah.
Yep. My 7-year-old nephew is very similar the same way once you lay him down.
They're like lithium batteries. Like they don't have that wind down of a normal battery. It's they go, 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 and then it just stops. So.
And to further answer your question about the percentile, what that is, it's actually a measurement that they use to compare the child or baby to like a national average.
Mm-hmm.
And then they can use that as a way to gauge if there's any developmental issues, because there's certain conditions that can be present with slightly abnormal percentiles.
And we're going to cut right there for a moment. So we're at 14 minutes. I got something in my eye, and it's watering now, and I can't get it to stop.
Okay.
I got one eye watering. It's a very, very unique sensation. Yeah, sorry about that.
It's all good. So after I explained what this percentile is and why they use it.
Yeah, we'll just do I'm going to cut that section out. It'll just be like a fade out and a fade in. You know what I mean? Just like a scene change would have been. You know what I mean? So just continue the conversation once I count us back in like there was no interruption. It's quite a unique sensation to have one eyeball watering and the other one not. Now it looks like I got one bloodshot eye and the other one not.
Can't really tell.
Good. All right. I'll count us back in. We're at 50. Okay. 3, 2.
So, yeah, the percentile, they use that because there's certain conditions and, health issues and diseases and all kinds of stuff that can present with abnormal growths, like, for example, a large head or a small head shorter limbs, things like that. And that's why they use one of the reasons they use this percentile.
Yeah.
So that's part of how that all works.
Yeah.
You don't fully understand all the details of it. But
well, we're not doctors.
I do know.
Let's make that clearer to our viewers. None of us are doctors, though I do play one in real life.
I play one on TV.
Yeah. So,
really.
Yeah, no, me neither. We're definitely
just on a podcast.
Yeah. And I've also totally forgotten our little scrolls across the bottom for this whole episode so far. So that's fantastic. Good job by me.
You put them in now.
The new software has been an adjustment, but let's save that for the topic of another episode. So she's developing good. She's growing good.
And the breeze has been absolutely amazing. They say about this mother's intuition thing, and you don't really understand that until you witness it.
Yeah.
Like, she'll start to fuss a little bit about something, and the breeze knows exactly what the problem is.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting there going, let's try this. Let's try that.
Yeah.
I kind of have a checklist I go through. Does she need a diaper change? Is she hungry? Is she tired? Outside of that, I got nothing.
Yeah, if you do all three and she's still crying, then she probably just wants to be held, or she's just cranky, and that's just going to be the way it is.
Yep.
And then, quite honestly, if that doesn't work, then I'm just kind of like, here, Mom.
Yeah.
And there's been times where it's, here, Mom, and she shuts right up.
Yep.
And just looks at me and smiles like, ha ha.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's been an adventure, and we've started doing new different types of foods. We had started, I think I mentioned the last time we had started her with some pears.
Yeah, you mentioned that last episode. You were starting to feed her a little bit of baby food, and with the formula and stuff like that.
We've discovered about there's a fine balance on what types of foods to feed, and how that can bind them up and stuff. And we discovered that very quickly.
Yeah, I would imagine so.
Accidents were made, babies were bound up.
Yeah.
And
explosions happen.
Yes.
But we've recently tried green beans and sweet potatoes.
Oh, very good.
And
she likes
squash. And I wasn't so sure how she was going to feel about the green beans, because let's face it, the thought of pureed watery green beans does not sound appealing to me whatsoever.
No, I can't eat green beans unless they're cooked in a pound of butter.
And I tasted the baby food, the baby green beans, and I wanted to make a face, which you don't want to do when you're trying to be like, this is fantastic.
You got the bitter beer face going. We're like,
she tore them
up. Oh yeah,
she loved them.
Wow.
I was shocked, because I was, of all the foods we've fed her so far, the green beans was the one I was fully expecting. Nope.
Yeah.
And actually, she loved them.
Mm-hmm.
That's great. That's good.
So, the breeze, was there anything else we had tried?
Obviously, we've done apples.
Yeah, apples.
Oh, very good.
Carrots, yeah.
How'd you like the apples and carrots? Good?
Love them.
Yeah, she liked them too.
Wow.
I think her favorite has been the green beans, though, so far.
I think her appetite's going to follow yours, Mizpah. I think she's just going to eat because she likes food.
Well, let's hope it doesn't follow mine so much.
Well, you're supposed to be getting to the gym. I've been waiting for that call.
Well, we've actually started like walking and stuff.
That's good. It's a good start.
Because I started thinking about like getting her outside. we'll start doing that now. We put her in her stroller because she loves to look around and be outside, and
walking's good too. There's nothing wrong with walking. Yeah.
And it gives us an excuse to, do something like this thing called exercise.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, that's good. There's nothing wrong with walking. It's a good way to definitely start losing weight and getting yourself in shape. So yeah.
And it's free.
Yep, that too. Yep. Gyms and stuff are expensive, we have found out.
But yeah, it's the baby food thing is I'm looking forward to starting to feed her some of the fun stuff like blueberries and I'm curious to see how she does with beets.
Yeah.
Because I absolutely hated beets as a child. My mom has horror stories about being dressed in her nurse's uniform, trying to feed me beets, and me just spraying them across the kitchen. So I'm curious to see how Sammy feels about beets when we get to that point.
Yeah, I'm sure that'll be a special episode.
Sammy
and beets. The war continues.
Feed them to her outside.
Yeah.
First.
Yeah, maybe.
Or at least in the kitchen where it's easier to mop up the floor.
Yeah.
Some words that she says.
Oh, yeah, she said words?
A little bit.
She's learned some things like mm-mm.
Yeah, she was and uh-huh.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Yeah, and uh-huh.
Yeah, she will do those, and every once in a while we'll get a mum.
Okay.
It's not quite on like command or like associated with
anything. To imitate the words and sounds and stuff that you guys start to make. That's awesome. Yeah, that's awesome. She's gonna be a talker too, just like you, Mizpah.
Her dad.
Probably.
Yeah.
She's also a little bullheaded, which I'm not sure where she gets the stubbornness from.
Yeah, see, I haven't decided yet if the breeze is just a quiet person or if it's just that you never shut up. So I have no doubt that she's going to be just like you in that regard too. Food, talking, she's going to have that down.
Yeah, I kind of agree with you. I think I'm going to end up having a female version of myself, which is not going to be beneficial for the world because she'll burn it down around her if she doesn't get her own way.
Yeah, well, your house at least.
She'll try.
Yeah.
But it's going to be an adventure, and it's going to... Somebody just woke up from her nap.
Well, then we should probably get ready to close out this episode then. Are we going to get to see her on camera? Oh, how about that special treat for everybody? We're going to get to see Sammy on camera. Then maybe I will get to be able to talk Mizpah and the Breeze and letting us go through some pictures maybe in the next episode.
Say hi.
Say hi, Uncle John. Say hi. Hi, Uncle JD. Hi.
Yeah. Hi.
We say hi, yeah.
Hi.
No, you can't push any buttons.
Say hi to everybody watching. Yeah.
Say hi, Uncle John.
Say hi. Okay.
Well, we got to see her then. So maybe I will get to talk to Mizpah and the Breeze and maybe letting us do a couple of photos and stuff in the next episode or two.
She was reaching for me, so I couldn't resist.
Yeah, I understand. And I assume since you didn't ask me to, we'll cut this out, that you were going to
that's fine.
Keep it in, so that's fine.
I mean, we've been putting pictures of her out on Facebook and stuff.
Yeah, and then now that I want everybody to understand that that's not a normal thing. You're not going to be seeing Sammy on camera during every episode or anything like that. Okay, she's not the star of this series. It is about her, but she's not the one that's actually centered around. It's more centered around Mizpah and what he is experiencing as a father. It's
just a special treat for everybody.
Yeah, just a special treat for everybody, which is why you should tune into all these episodes because you never know when you're going to get to see little Sammy. So you just always got to tune in because it's never going to be advertised. It's just going to be there she is, kind of a thing. Anything else you wanted to cover in this episode? I think that was
No,
about all we
I think
planned
it was
on.
just kind of
deployment.
going over the 6-month checkup, and
Yep,
now
6 months.
things are developing, and
Yeah,
she still hates rolling over.
Oh,
She's able to do it. She just chooses not to. She likes to do tummy time, but she likes to do her little mermaid pose,
yeah,
where she lifts her head up and her feet up and just kind of looks at me like, "What do you want?"
yep.
She doesn't roll over until after she gets angry, and I kind of have to let her get angry, and that is hard.
Yeah, no doubt.
Like, to let her sit there and scream at you until she does what you want her to do. But that's gonna be my challenge.
Yeah,
Is to do things that are in her best interest, even though she's gonna call me names.
yeah, yeah. That's good. Yeah, I can only imagine how difficult it is to just let her cry when it's something that she needs to try and figure out for herself. And it's good you starting that now, because a lot of kids today don't really know how to handle adversity very well.
Well, and the thing is, like, the rolling over and the core muscles, that leads into sitting unsupported and then standing and crawling, and all the different motor skills are related to one another.
Yep.
And you got to learn certain parts. Now, there are babies who go straight from rolling to walking. Like,
Yeah.
they skip the whole crawling phase altogether. And that's fine, but you still got to learn all those techniques.
Yeah.
So, do I do it as often as I should? Probably not. But at least I do it. We try to do it at least once, once a day for, good 15, 20 minutes at minimum.
That's good. That's good. Well, I think that's where we're going to end this one. This is episode 10 of our series. Please leave us a comment. Please share it out as we continue to try and grow the Boiling Point podcast and our brand. Visit our storefront, bonfire.com/store/the Boiling Point podcast, all in lowercase letters. Pick yourself up some apparel, t-shirts, sweatshirts, tank tops, mugs, water bottles, grilling aprons, and more. So make sure you please check out our storefront, pick up some apparel, share out our episodes. That's what we need the most. Please share out our content.
And if there's anything that anyone wants to know, please ask, and I'll try my best to answer.
Yeah, leave us a comment. Leave a comment for Mizpah. You can also make requests to the Boiling Point podcast if you'd like us to talk about a topic or cover something that we didn't, and you would like us to, please reach out. We're into fan interaction. Leave us a comment on Facebook. I always respond. The page always responds, whether it's me or Mizpah. We always respond on the page. So we're trying to get more interaction with our fans and our viewers. So leave us a comment. We want to hear from you. For the Breeze, who is off camera, and I don't know if she's still nearby. Breeze, are you still nearby?
No.
Nope, I didn't think so. She's tending to the baby. So for the Breeze and my executive producer, Mizpah, I am your host, JD. This has been episode 10 of Mizpah's Becoming a Father series, presented by the Boiling Point Podcast and JDEDESIGNz. That's the end.
Good night.